Dewey Black, or Do IV, is a writer, poet, spoken word artist, photographer, videographer, graphic designer, and community organizer from Northeast Ohio. His creative work aims to validate underrepresented experiences and perspectives, challenge social norms and attitudes, and engage with and inspire the people around him. Clap it up for Do IV.
Can y'all hear me if I don't use a microphone? Okay, I'm not. Okay. How y'all doing? Yeah, so like Jessica said, I am a poet and spoken word artist. I started a little over a year ago, and I've been doing this for about a year. I feel like throughout my time writing and my time performing, I feel like I changed a lot. How many of y'all changed? How many of y'all feel like y'all changed over the course of this year? Yeah. So I think, at least for me, one of the biggest things that happened in my life is that I recently got baptized. So you would think that like after something like that would happen, you would think that it would be like all like happy and butterflies and rainbows, and I can tell you it's absolutely nothing like that. I feel like a lot of my writing since I've gotten baptized has been just me kind of identifying a lot of like the emotional triggers that I have when it comes to me and how I interact with faith. So this piece that I'm about to do is untitled, but I wrote it a couple weeks ago, and yeah, we'll get into it. Now that we have established that Christ can in fact be made in the image of man, let's play a game. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what do you call a depiction of Jesus with bronze skin, wool, textured hair locked, and evenly distributed cornrows, nose as full and as wide as his salvation prophesies the lineage? Let's pretend that the image of a man with a whip-lashed back was drawn from an image too familiar not to be claimed as all too American, that the image of a dead man hanging from a tree was drawn from the memory of the strange fruit it once grew. What if I too could conjure up enough self-importance, ego, pride, and vanity to paint a picture of perfection, a face of freedom that looks like me, beautiful enough to convince the whole wide world that people that look like me were human enough to be saved? Let's imagine an image of Christ that could literally save lives. What if a painting of Jesus with Uncle Ace's eyes plastered all over Jim Crow South could paint enough humanity inside Emmett to keep him alive, or a crucifix of Christ with cousin Jacob's lips could hold enough salvation power to keep Trayvon from getting hit? I know I've been told too many times that salvation transcends race, yet I still can't help but ruminate on whether or not Officer Lorman would have held his fire only, if nothing else, because he saw Tamir's face on the cross on Sunday. Question: how many more of us have to die just to see the image we were created from? Question: how much heavier does our cross have to be just for presenting outside the threshold of perceived perfection? Question: what if we create Christ in the image of man? I know I'm too black to play God, but imagine how many more souls would be saved on earth, if not in heaven. Question: how blasphemous would it really be to imagine Christ, a revolutionary, threat to the state, hung from a tree to keep the peace, just for us to still be standing here 2,000 years later, saved by the blood on the leaves, rejoicing the rise of a Messiah the government tried to eradicate? Just take 5 seconds. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what does it look like for you to worship Christ, made in the image of man that fit the description just enough to absolve a whole people of guilt by association and give people like me just one more reason to live? And ask yourself, who did it first?
Louis.